Let's talk about food waste. It impacts society, people, the environment, our wallets. In fact, stats show that food waste costs the average family $1,500 a year. That's $125 every month you could put towards, I don't know, anything else. Well, Washington has an ambitious goal to reduce food waste by 50% by 2030, and the Department of Ecology is launching a Use Food Well campaign to help us out. And of course, Chef Joel Gamoran is on board with the recipes we need. I have made all sorts of smart things with you with food
scrappy
scraps.
things.
Scrappy things, because you're a scrappy guy.
Yeah, it's all about, when we say use food well, it's about when you buy something, can you use it all instead of, here in this country, 40% of the food that we make goes in the trash. That's like going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
With 2 bags and just tossing one.
And just leaving one behind.
Nutty. So we're wasting
crazy.
so much money, and it's got such a big environmental impact.
But it's really hard when you're busy and you have kids and life. It's hard to I leave, at least I sacrifice 1 bag of salad to the grocery guy.
I love you. Well, there's ways to not sacrifice it, and that's when you think it's time to sacrifice something, there is a way out.
That's why you better be on my speed dial after this.
Use food well.
Okay.
So here we go. Okay, so first and foremost, it's spring here in the Pacific Northwest. Asparagus is coming out of our ears.
Out of our ears.
Every recipe, Amity, calls for you to nick the bottom of asparagus because it's woodsy. It gets caught in your teeth.
Yes, always.
If you're on a date, don't eat asparagus, the bottom. Not a good thing.
No.
But you can actually blend the bottoms, and you don't need to throw them away. So what I want you to do is just crack them in half and put them in this boiling water.
I can do that.
Yeah, and what we're going to do to blend this is we're going to make a really beautiful asparagus pesto. It's using the whole asparagus.
That's wonderful.
Kind of cool, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we've got a little blitzer here, a little food processor. So you're going to grab a handful of mint. Go for it, Amity. I always get Amity. You got to get dirty, girl.
I like
get it in there.
All of it?
In here. I love that you're going to the boil.
I don't know what you do with
Go right in here. Go right in there.
Okay.
Okay, and then we've got some nuts, just some walnuts and some garlic right in there. I got a little bit of lemon. All right. I'm going to squeeze in some lemon.
Get that there.
And then some Parm cheese. So this is like all the usual suspects
for pesto.
Pesto, right? I mean, usually it's basil and pine nuts, but we're using mint and walnuts. But you can really blend things. Like you were talking about, what did you sacrifice? Greens?
Salad.
Salad. So you could just blend right when it's looking a little bit sad, blend it into this. No one will know the difference. It's going to be great.
Wow, and you can make it a pesto.
You can make it a pesto. It's really, really simple.
Look at that.
So this asparagus is done. It takes literally 1 minute to kind of get tender. Yes, and you just put it in cold water. That shocks it.
Okay.
Makes it really nice. And then once it's cold, you just kind of toss it through, and you can kind of just crack it into here. Add a little bit of olive oil. And this is it, Amity. You just kind of blitz this up.
No kidding.
Is that easy?
It is so easy.
Right? And when you blitz it up, it becomes this gorgeous, lush pesto. It looks like this. I want you to dump that over the pasta.
Okay, I got that.
Your kiddos would eat this, right?
I definitely, my son would devour this.
Yes.
All of this? Because, I messed up with the mint. I just want to make sure.
No.
Can't believe I was about to boil mint. What is wrong with me?
No, people can boil mint. So you toss the pesto through. Just give that a good toss through the pasta. Okay. And then here's a good one. Do you ever have stale bread?
Yes, all the time.
All the time. You can just take the bread and grate it like cheese and then toast it, and you have breadcrumbs.
Stop when you're finished.
So just top that with a little bit of breadcrumbs.
Okay, I'm just trying to get that mixed.
That looks great.
And
top with a little breadcrumbs.
Okay. Ooh.
Heavy hand, that's what it's all about. And this is honestly, when you talk about use food well, when you talk about the environmental impact, everyone's like, okay, yes, you can save a lot of money.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. When you throw food away and it goes into a big pile outside, it stacks on top of each other, like chicken on top of bread, on top of everything. And when it stacks, it can't breathe.
Right.
And if it can't breathe, it creates something called methane gas. And that is dangerous.
Yeah, it can explode.
It's really dangerous.
It's very, very
Yes. So we all think just throwing things in the compost is the way. The way is to use it at home. And so this is what we're talking about
That is
here.
really smart. If you ever notice, folks, is when you sometimes feel like your compost is warm. Like when you open that compost bin and it's warm, that is what Joel's talking about. It's that buildup of gas and it's creating heat. And so it is a very big deal.
It's a big deal. Okay, so we put in some Parmesan, we topped it with a little bit more mint, and then get in there, girl.
All right,
tell me if you think this is delish.
I'm going to tell you right now.
And again, half that asparagus would normally get thrown away. I want to try it too.
Dude, that is delish.
Is that good?
I mean,
would you eat that?
I would never in a million years think that was asparagus.
Right, and you would never in a million years think that this is something that would normally get trashed.
You can taste. I will say, you can taste a little bit of the asparagus in there, but it's good.
No, it's good. It's garlicky and nutty and delicious.
All right.
All right, speaking of nutty.
You and me.
Me and you, cocktails.
Yeah.
Not a good mix. But here we go. We're going to make a forgotten fruit kind of fizz cocktail. This is like, you know when you open up the fridge and you're like, oh my gosh, I bought blueberries and they look sad. They look smushed. Or you have strawberry tops. Look at these. I don't know if you guys can get in here, but they're literally strawberry tops.
Seriously, here, I'll get one out because this one blew my mind. Because I would never in a million years
Here,
think
I'll just get it. Reach in there.
There you go.
This.
Never in a million years, when you're cutting strawberries for my kids, that goes right into the compost.
Yeah, so we're made a simple syrup. One part sugar, 1 part water. We boiled it with strawberry tops. You can put over ripe blackberries, all of your sad-looking fruit.
So you did that with a little bit of sugar?
Sugar and water, equal parts, and it makes this simple syrup as I spill it everywhere. But
that's all right.
It's nutty. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
And then you can use this, by the way, this will like never go bad. Put it in your pantry.
Are you sure? Never?
This is a syrup.
It doesn't even have to be refrigerated?
No. You could just put it in your pantry, and then when buddies come over, you can make a little spritz, a little cocktail. So I'm going to add a little bit to the bottom of a cup. Can you juice a couple of, I've got one already preloaded, but I just got some citrus.
Some lemon?
Yeah, just a little bit of lemon.
All right.
Just squeeze one in 1 cup. So we have a little bit of the simple syrup, the scrappy simple syrup. You can put in some beautiful citrus, whole like this, and then top it off with some fizzy water.
Okay.
Go with it. So at this point, again, instead of throwing away the fruit, the bruised fruit, which you think is totally over, you can turn it into something that looks like this.
I literally cannot even believe you figured a way. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, I want to ask you though, because this Use Food Well campaign at Safeway Albertsons, I mean, this is a big deal. They're actually creating like a space so that we have less food waste.
How rad is it that we're from a place like Washington State and the Department of Ecology that's behind this? I mean, this is a major problem. Guys, 1 out of 8 people in America go to bed hungry, but we're throwing away so much food, so it's amazing. So when you walk into a Safeway, you will be able to see a QR code. You scan it, it will go to the usefoodwell.org landing page, and there's so many tips, so many tricks, so many resources to do kind of what we're doing here, which is to help you shop smart, to cook smart, store things right, all that good stuff.
The strawberry tops, you guys are blown. Your minds are blown, isn't it?
I want to put mint in this too.
Oh yeah, put mint in there.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, Joel, this is why I'm so glad that we have you on. We're talking about this because if I walked in the grocery store, I might see the sign and ignore it, but now you all know to scan that QR code and blow the minds of all your friends.
Listen, we're all in a rush. We both have kiddos. Everyone's got jobs. We're all doing our thing. When you go to these Safeways or these Albertsons, you've got to just pause, take a minute. Now, speaking of pause and take a minute, you ready? Look at this girl. She's just already eating the brownies.
Wait, because these are genius, these brownies.
Okay, can we look at how sad this avocado looks? Look at this. Okay, it's already starting to kind of look a little bit like leopard and sad.
Yeah.
You know, when an avocado looks brown. Guys, you can use avocado like butter in cakes, and we made brownies. So this is overripe avocado brownies.
These are delicious.
And they're really good for you.
And they're like nice and like has that
They've
nice
got that
moistness.
Cakey, yes, but there's no butter. It's just avocado.
Okay, my friend here. Cheers to you as usual.
Cheers to you.
I love cooking with you always, but here's to you.
Yep.
Albertsons saving the world. Good for everyone. All right. And Joel, by the way, is sharing all these recipes with us, I think. Just text the word recipe to 206-448-4545. We'll send a link straight to your phone. And for even more tips from meal planning to storing food, look for those signs we were talking about in your Safeway stores, or just go to usefoodwell.org as you see on your screen.
This portion of New Day Northwest is sponsored by Safeway Albertsons.